Do you ever see a screen like this with red inventories and wonder what to do? Well, no problem, let me explain. You might want to read two help files. One's called Inventory Feedback, and the other is the Average Trucking BSW Feedback. So let's have a look at this common problem. The Inventory Feedback says we have red is negative, and negative simply means you ran out of water. So in this case, you didn't produce enough water to keep up with what you trucked out. And the solution is very simple. Produce more water. And producing more water is easy. It just means up the cut each day. Well, to help you with upping the cut each day, there's a wonderful button right here called the Multiday BSW change button. So if we click that, this little box shows us the current situation. So running this well at 84% is resulting in these sorts of daily inventories at the end of the day. And on the far right side is the potential results. And this is where we're going to focus in to see what our changes are going to do for final inventories. So if we scroll down to the bottom, we have two ways of fixing this. One is to come down to the new BSW potential box, and let's guess. Let's try running this thing at 86%. Well, what it does for us is it says on the potential side over here, if I ran at 86%, these would be my closing inventories. So I got rid of some of the red, but I still have some of the days closing with red inventories. I could guess again. Let's try 90%. Well, 90% worked quite nicely, actually. All the red inventory is now gone. I can see I ran every day at 90%. And here's how the month will end, with 2 water and basically 2 oil and 27 water. The second way you can manage this screen is not by guessing, but to actually pick one of your final products. So let's say at the end of the month, I know there is exactly 18 cubes of water out there. So if I type in 18, it will actually back calculate the cut that I should have ran all month. So it says you should have ran at 87.9. And here I can see what each day would look like if I did run it at 87.9%. And the resulting oil and water closes at the end of every day. You don't have to pick the whole month. You could do it on just several days of the month. But having a nice blended cut that would go for whole month is probably not a bad idea. And at this point in time, if we like this answer, hit Submit Changes. Submit Changes. We'll now apply these, and there is our well who's been perfected for the month of September. And even though just as a high level statement as well, even though you may not have red inventories, at the end of the month, I would recommend you just look at the closing inventories and say to yourself, does that make sense? And in a situation like this, if this just feels good, then you'd be done. Or if, for example, this well was very low water cut well, so you would expect very little water here, you might want to run, again, the multi-day cut button to pick a final water inventory of a smaller number. And just use this to also just tighten up the month, even though you have not gone red yet. So that's it. It's a pretty simple button, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you will use this button to make doing books faster and cleaner. Thank you.